recording? I think yes. So, hi, my name is Aslo, or Aslanaz, whatever you prefer. This is my first video for this channel. I actually have another YouTube channel, but it's in Turkish, but this channel will be in English. So, hi. Yesterday, I was watching YouTube, like usual, and I saw this video 2024 wrapped. Wait, I gotta do myself like this. 2024 wrapped by Mickey, and the video format inspired me a lot. Like a lot. I was like, this is so good. I gotta do something similar. So in her video, Mickey is doing a wrapped for her 2024. So go watch her video about like whatever she talked about. I commented, hey, can I use this format for my first video for this channel? And she said, go for it. So here I am. I wanted to try because I wanted to start this channel for so long, but I was always hesitating and I always wanted to make it perfect, and I was always postponing it for a very long time. So I said, just do it. Like, you find something cool, just go for it. This is me to myself, you know. I will watch her videos because I liked other videos. I haven't watched all of them yet. And she had less than 6,000 subscribers when I first watched the wrapped video. But she's growing at the moment because I think YouTube is recommending this video a lot at the moment, which is nice for her. So I'm happy for you. 2024 for me was a bit of a weird year because there were some good moments and there were some kind of challenging moments. I don't want to call them bad because in hindsight they will be always good. At least I believe so. It was a challenging year in some aspects. There are some lessons that I think I learned. I want to call I learned, but I'm not sure if I learned about the lessons, but we'll see. So I will use the Google Docs as well because I don't want to show my pages. I think we can start with music because music takes up a good chunk of my life, to be honest. And for my wrapped, I will use Last.fm. Last.fm is something that I've been using for years. Like, it's been in my life since 2007. Like, it was even before Facebook, you know. I have this account. You can follow me if you want, if you are using Last.fm, because not everybody is using it. I know I'm shocked. This account that I have is like from 2011, but I had a previous account that I forgot both the mail and the what's it called? Password. Yeah, password for this account. I had Last.fm since August 2007. Oh my god. And you can see whatever the fuck I listened since this date. I think Last.fm gives better tracking system. And by the way, I think the recommendations are even better than Spotify as well. In 2024, I listened less than 10k. Make it smaller. There is a comparison between 2024 and 2023, and well, I think I don't listen music that much during summer. My cat wants to go out. When she's out, she wants to come back. I don't get it. Everything is in decline and compared to 2023, but that's okay. I listened to Alignment the most, but at the end of the year, G-Dragon came up with his new Power and Home Sweet Home, so he kind of climbed up like last minute, during December even. I think this comes from December. So it doesn't show on my Spotify Wrapped because Spotify Wrapped is coming at the beginning of December. So it kind of disregards all the December stats. So in my mind, that's not okay because I care about music a lot. I listened Avatar The Last Airbender's album the most. And the most played song is Power by G-Dragon, but this is coming from December only because the song came like drastic. I like that we can see all of these weird stats on Last FM. That's nice. I like it. I like this circle. This shows what time that I'm listening the most. So I start listening around 11 a.m. and up until 5 a.m. I'm listening music. That is so cool to see. And this is you can see that I have weird taste. It is always changing. I always listen electronic music, that's sure. Techno. Almost like during May, almost nothing, but generally I'm listening something. Pop. Rap. I have like phases. Oh, you think these parts are hard techno too. But anyway. Some K-pop. I started listening classical music a bit more recently. But yeah, you can see all these interesting graphics on Last FM. I like it. I really like it. Who am I listening from China? Oh, okay. I was like, who is this? I was listening Lang a lot, so it makes sense. Yeah, you can see who I was listening the most. Oh, the Blaze for France? That's interesting. Monolink from Germany? I don't think so, sir. But is alignment written for... This should be alignment because he's Italian. And if he is the top artist for me... Well, anyway, I don't have Pro for Last FM, but I think I would be able to see a lot more stuff. So this is... I didn't discover that many stuff this year, so it compares me to other people. I listened for 24 days and 24 hours, so it's 25 days, I guess. It should be like 24 days and 24 hours is 25 days, right? Okay. Alright, I guess I had some days that I didn't listen music at all this year. Lots of downs compared to last year. This is funny, did you know? Your 2024 was lit. You listened to 19 tracks with fire in the title last year. Well, that's possible because some techno songs has fire inside them. I think this is a good way to track what you're listening. Like, Last FM is my go-to for music. I forgot to note all of them. Alignment was a top artist. G-Dragon. He came after 7 years. I'm not a huge K-pop stan, by the way, but I like Big Bang, I like G-Dragon, I like Top. I like Blackpink, for example, but since they started their solo careers, they are not making K-pop at this moment, in my mind. Even though they're Korean, they're not making K-pop because they're not singing in Korean. So it's not K-pop. They're doing global music right now. Compared to 2023, less music, which is weird, but it also kind of makes sense. I don't know what I was doing. Like 2024 was a bit weird. So let's go to the books. I read 19 books this year. And I checked how many books that I bought. I counted them from my online orders. I don't remember if I went to a bookshop and bought a physical copy from a bookshop, but I don't think so, because I didn't go out that much this year overall. So if I went, I would remember. So I bought 11 physical. Am I writing it right? I actually bought some cookbooks, but I'm not counting them in this list because I'm not gonna read them like throughout, like from start to finish, because it's a cookbook. You're just looking at the recipes. So, but if we were to look at it, I have 8 cookbooks at the moment. Some of them are gifted. Some of them are bought by me. From the 19 books this year, I generally read stuff. I read the self-help and also spiritual stuff, some novels, but not many novels. When I look at this list, it's mostly self-help, I think. But some of them are kind of spiritual in a way. Like this Tanrı Sohbet. It is Conversations with God, the second book. It's a spiritual book, kind of. This one, Don't Think About the Pink Elephant. It's from a Turkish psychologist. This is recommended by my therapist. So I think it's counted as self-help, but not like self-development type of self-help book. It's a psychological book for real. This is an old book that I always wanted to read, but I didn't like it at all. Vagabonding. I finished off The Artist Way, like after a long period, but I'm not doing everything that she is asking us to do. And I have some thoughts about it. Like some parts are not really global, if that makes sense. It is written with a specific American perspective that is not applicable, for example, for me. Maybe it's about my family though, I'm not sure. But I didn't have the struggles or the like mindset that she is talking about throughout the book. But it might be about my family too, I'm not sure. So there were some parts that didn't resonate with me, but overall I liked it. I'm a spiritual person too, so I get what she's meaning when she's like talking about God. Like she tells you that you shouldn't think of God, like whatever you believe, it's okay to think of that. So in that sense, it talked to me, but in some senses it didn't talk to me, but that's okay. I like the Skip the Line. It was recommended by another YouTuber. I'm trying to implement some of the stuff that I learned from this book. Like one was experimenting a lot with whatever you do. I like the War of Art as well. I didn't read a lot of novels, as you can see, just Humans, Reincarnation, Blues, Pinball, 1973. This can be taught as a novel, I think, but it's a like children's book normally. This one is a self-help book that I found at the house. It is from 80s, so I wanted to see how much self-help differentiated from that times and until now. And this is also one of the first self-help books in the world. It is from 1910. I guess I like self-help. I don't know why. I like Creative Act, and I got the physical copy of it too. But I don't agree with everyone calling it the Bible of creatives. No, it's a book for people that wants to be creative but not creative at the moment. I felt like I like Herman Hesse a lot, so this is, I don't know the English translation for it. I read this book. This is a very short book, but it was nice. I kind of like his kind of spiritual way of looking at things. So my first review of the year was for Vagabonding, and I gave 2 stars. Shortest book, longest book. I like this book, but there are some points that I didn't like that much. Would I recommend it? Yeah and no. So looking at this list, I think Doğu Yolculuğu, what's it called? Wait. Journey East. Journey to the East. Okay. This one was my favorite, I think. Then Humans by Matt Haig. I still haven't started his new novel. I got it, I bought it, but I didn't read it. Well, why didn't I read more literature? I thought I was reading more literature, but I'm not reading more literature as I see, so that's interesting. I read more self-help than I thought, but anyway, I'm not sure which one I would choose, Skip the Line or The War of Art. I would choose The War of Art over Skip the Line. What was his name? Stephen Pressfield. So I think that's it for the books. I read Atomic Habits this year, first time. I get why it is still hyped up. I'm trying to implement some of the stuff. Yeah, that's all I want to say about it. And I actually wanted to read 22 books this year, 2024, but I read only 19, but that's okay. I'm currently reading, by the way, like the books that I started in 2024 but still going are The Vein of Gold, again by Julia Cameron, The Road from Jack London. I love Jack London a lot. Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. I had a break for this book because at the beginning something kind of pushed me away from the book, so I decided to wait a bit and then continue. Like, I will come back to it eventually, but at the moment it's just sitting next to my bed. I'm reading Slow Productivity by Cal Newport at the moment. For now it's going and I'm reading Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I started reading it like at the last day of 2024. It is going well. I like reading kind of children's book before I go to bed. I don't know why. I started getting into that habit with the To Be a Cat by Matt Haig, and I kind of enjoyed it, like doing that before sleeping. I think it makes my dreams a bit more lively. So these are the books that I'm currently reading. On or in 2024, still going. So that's the books part. Let's have a watched list. I don't watch a lot of TV series or movies, to be honest. I don't know why is it. Like, I had a break for a long time. actually, that I didn't watch any TV series or like movies, and I don't track them that well. So I wrote a list on a piece of paper that I remember that I watched this year. I watched for the first time Sex and the City. It's weird that like a 30-year-old girl is watching Sex and the City for the first time. I kind of liked it, and it's kind of funny to see how some of the things that like in New York they were talking about fuck buddies and like those relationship issues back in like 2000s, like beginning of 2000s. And some of those concepts are just coming in Turkey, which is weird and funny to see. Nonetheless, as a non-American, I always compare the things that I see. So it was fun to watch. Do I relate to any of the characters? I sometimes be a Carrie. Like, I'm ashamed to admit it. I can be toxic. And I have a Mr. Big in my life, that's for sure. Some days I'm Charlotte, some days I'm Miranda, some days I'm Samantha, some days I'm Carrie. That's all. Also, something that I watched for the first time, The Big Bang Theory. This, I think that we can call it sitcom. It was big in the past, but I never watched it. And it was big in Turkey too. Like everybody was watching it. And I didn't watch it back then. But this year I watched it and I kind of binge watched it, like chapter after chapter after chapter. I liked it, but of course there are some issues in it. But thinking about that time and now, like we can judge some of the things with today's knowledge, you know, because they didn't know better. Then after Big Bang Theory, me and my mom watched Young Sheldon. In my opinion, it is way better than the Big Bang Theory. Last few episodes, like, hit both me and my mom, like, in the face. We watched it for the comedy, okay? And I kind of knew the ending of it because like it is known in the Big Bang Theory, but I still got hit by it. I was like, shit. I didn't want to watch anything after it for a bit. This year, for the first time, I watched The Boys, also Gen V. Like it is kind of the same merchandise in my mind, so not kind of. It's in the same universe, let's say. So, I like The Boys. I think it is one of the greatest TV shows. I like how some Americans can see themselves from outside and like make something out of it, like how they're perceived from the outside world. It's fun to watch. The people I watched it with were also from like outside of the USA. So we were mocking the United States a bit too much maybe. But yeah. I even had a, what's it called? Analysis? A commentary. Yeah, that's the word. I had a commentary in my Turkish channel for it when the season finished. So I even had a, makeup specific to it. Look. Oh my god, this is a bad moment. This side for Homelander's side and Starlighters. So, yeah, that was fun. Then I watched The Wheel of Time. I want to read the books of it, but I liked it, and I was kind of surprised that nobody talks about it. Like, why nobody's talking about it? I think it's a good story, and the production is nice. Like, I liked it, but nobody's talking about it. I am kind of surprised at why nobody's talking about it. I also watched The Upload. I started watching this series years ago and then forget about it and then rewatched it. And while I was watching it, I remember this show. Would I recommend it? Yeah and no. It is kind of like, I feel like this will happen soon, like in real life. So that's all I want to say about it. I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender live action. I'm a huge Avatar fan. Like, huge Avatar fan. You know, I have a tattoo from it. I think I watched the animated series more than 10 times. So I was super excited that it was coming out. And it came out on my birthday, by the way. So in my mind, it was a perfect birthday gift from the universe because, like, that's my favorite show. And we got something new about it on my birthday. Such a bliss. But as someone who watched the animated series a lot, I would rather have them make the live action scene by scene replication rather than having this mix and match of some of the episodes. You never watched the animated version or watched it if maybe one time and like you kind of liked it but you don't get too much invested in the series, you would like it. That's for sure. Like, you would like it. The effects and all the other stuff was nice. I had so much expectations but also not very high expectations, so it kind of gave what I anticipated. I don't know. I will watch the second season when it comes out, that's for sure, but I'm not that hyped up about it anymore since I saw the first season. I watched Arcane. Arcane was something that I was waiting for because I liked the first season a lot, but somehow I left it on the middle. Like, I watched the first act and on the 5th episode I kind of stopped. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't want it to end because the first 3 episodes was like mind-blowing. Yeah, I didn't finish it yet, but I will because that's a good show. That's a good show. But I saw some comments about like how Netflix added some AI stuff inside without the consent of the creators. Not sure what's going on there. I kind of get why people would be pissed. I will see. So I rewatch Friends. I'm a person that rewatches the stuff that she or he likes. I rewatched Parks and Recreation. They're my comfort blankets, let's say. So this is the editing version of me. I'm still wearing the same thing because why not? I realized that I forgot to mention Mozart in the Jungle. I started watching it like at the end of November, but I'm still going because I'm not binging that much at the moment. I just watch 1 or 2 episodes a day, maybe. Some days I don't even watch 1 episode. But I really liked it. I'm starting season 3 today, probably. Maybe tomorrow, not sure. I don't know if I will wanna watch it today because I'm editing this video. So, since I like the series a bit, I decided to get the book. Of it. And this book came from Los Angeles. I wasn't expecting it to arrive like at the beginning of the year right away, since we are ordering abroad and like there are customs, etc. So I thought it would come like 15 days later or something like that. Sometimes the customs are bitchy here, but since this is just a book and we don't have tax on book, at least in Turkey, it came at the 2nd of January. So this is the first book of the year, but this is the last purchase of 2024. For movies, I barely watched any movies this year. I only watched The Hunger Games like as a series because I never watched it before. First time. Which was interesting. I liked it. But since I watched them like back to back, it kind of felt like I was watching a TV series and like I was waiting to see something more. But it didn't came because like it's a movie, not a TV series. So I watched Dune Part 1. This is my first time watching it too. I know it was so hyped, but I don't know why. Like I went to filmmaking school. I should be watching more movies or TV series, but I don't. I don't know why. I don't know. So the other stuff that I watched lots of YouTube, obviously. So this year, I started watching Mayfem a lot, like especially recently. Like in the beginning of the year, I was watching Ava Jules a lot, but I kind of got out of touch with her again. Like sometimes I go back to her and like watch, then I stopped watching. So Ava Jules was like that. I'm in my Mayfem phase. I don't know why, but she's feeling sincere overall. So I like her energy. I started watching Anna Wallace Johnson. She has an interesting style, but I like it. And I think we are close, like as an age. I'm 30. I think she's also like late 20s or beginning 30s. I'm not sure. I don't remember if she talked about her age, but she's feeling like you're in the same age group. She talks about books. I watched some book tubers, let's say like Jack Edwards, etc. But this was my new find from this year, so I liked her. Her style is very nice. I used to watch Claire Marshall a lot, and she disappeared like 4 years ago. But then she come back this year, but then she disappeared again 3 months ago. Like she only posted 5 videos when she come back, but she disappeared again. I hope she comes back because I noticed that she didn't post anything since September. So I hope she's okay. So I talked about, I guess, did I? I'm not sure. I'm a astrology girly and I'm a tarot girly, as you can notice from the background. For astrology, this year I discovered Ken White. His approach is actually close to my approach overall for the astrology. So I really like his weekly guidance. He's cussing a bit in the videos, so if you don't like cussing, you might not like him, but I like it. I even like going to join his one of kind of special webinars soon. I like him. And as a tarot person, tarot lover, I found out about Nicholas Ashbal this year. He is so good. Like, he became my mentor, but he doesn't know it. He doesn't know it, but he became my mentor. The way he is, how can I say? The way he is explaining the cards, the way he is talking is very nice. He has like daily shorts. He has monthly kind of horoscopic predictions with tarot. And he has some like live readings, collective readings that he does. He does weeklies, but he also has this like specific Wait, where is his Halloween reading, bonus reading? So he has some of those specific stuff too. I didn't write about YouTube stuff here, but that's a lot. So lots of YouTube, let's just say this. So what else been to or seen? So this year I didn't travel a lot. I barely even went out of my house because I don't know why. I just don't know. This year I went to Istanbul. How many times? I think March, April, June, August, September, and that was it. 5 times. I went to Istanbul for 5 times. On the first one, I went to Virknip's Istanbul event. Nico Moreno was playing, if I can write it. Then on April, I went to Sarah Landry's arena show. Volkswagen Arena. On June, I didn't go to an event, but I went there to meet up with someone. We had like 1 week or so, but I didn't go to an event. But I had more touristic attractions, like Yerebatan Sarnıcı. Did we go to Topkapı? No, we didn't. Did we? No, we didn't. What did we do? Galata, Kadıköy, etc., etc. On August, I went to a wedding in Istanbul, and I had some touristic attractions that time too. So these are June. But we didn't climb up the tower. Not climbing up the tower. In August, we went to Kuzguncuk, which is a nice neighborhood. I would recommend it. These are like this, you know. Maybe I should have it. In September, I went there to do some pet sitting because one of my friends she and her boyfriend were going abroad. So, and she has like 3 cats and 2 dogs, so 5 pets. I went there to petting. Why did I wrote petting? I did pet sitting, and that was it, I think. And other than that, I went to Bodrum for the first time. I went there with one of my mom's best friends. Like, they hosted me. It was in April. It was nice. Like, Bodrum is a very hyped up place in Turkey overall, but it is kind of a high-end luxury type of place. Like, you have to be rich to spend time there, especially in summer. But I went there in April, and it was like out of season, so it wasn't very crowded. And yeah, I had a ceramic workshop there for the first time as well. What else did I do? I didn't do that much this year. Besides Bodrum, did I go anywhere else? Like, I had one thing at the end of the year, but I'm trying to remember if I had anything else throughout the year. I guess no. Yes, no. During summer. I don't remember summer at all. I went to Istanbul, but that's it. Yeah, that's it. So I went to Kars via Doğu Ekspresi, which is a train. It takes off from Ankara and goes to Kars, and from Ankara to Kars takes up around 17 hours. So I went there via train, Doğu Ekspresi. Doğu Ekspresi was kind of the continuation of the Orient Express in the past, but currently it's not connected to Istanbul, so it's not connected to Orient Express anymore. But it was like back in late 1800s, you know. I went to Kars. Kars is a cold place, by the way. It was below 0 degrees Celsius. At one point it was minus 15, and it was super cold. But I really like Kars. It is famous for cheese. Lots of cheese. Kars kaşar cheese is like famous, very famous. Also honey, Kars honey. I bought lots of them, so we have lots of cheese at the house because I bought them from Kars. And I went back to Ankara same way with the train. Back to Ankara for another 24 hours. Not 24, 27 hours. But this time I was able to get a sleeper ticket. So this first 27 hours I went through a Pullman, like you just sitting. But it was bearable. Like it's better than most of the bus rides. English is not my first language, as you can see, so. And I forgot to mention, I saw a Sidarab in Ankara before going on Doğu Ekspresi. What did I forget? Oh, okay. In September, I went to Charlie's Parks and 9999999 and Volkswagen Arena again. Everything in Istanbul, like Arena, everything big in Istanbul is generally happening in Volkswagen Arena because it's a big venue. So these are the stuff that I did this year. I didn't went abroad at all. I actually had a ticket for Verknip Arena for this year, like for July. The visa issue for Turkish people is very hard at the moment. Like I couldn't even get a visa appointment, not even visa, but visa appointment before the dates. So I couldn't apply for visa. So since I don't have a Schengen, I couldn't go to Amsterdam and I couldn't go to the event. So I had to sell my ticket, which was really sad because that was the biggest techno event, like as numbers, let's say, for the year. So I missed it, even though I had a ticket. Like, that's really sad. I bought the tickets for 2025 as well. I'm hoping to get a visa appointment, but right now, with my life circumstances, I think I won't be able to get a visa, but I will apply. So we'll see if I can go this year. I got the tickets. I got the tickets for the event, but I don't know if I will be able to get the visa and go. But yeah, we'll see. I realized I wanted to show you some parts from my Doğu Ekspresi. Look at this. It's a bit loud because it's raw footage, but it was really nice. I still didn't started fully editing this video, but it will be nice. Like this was my train. this solo trip was super nice for my soul. So I'm really happy that I did it, even though I was alone doing it, but I'm happy that I did it. We don't get no frost, yeah. Not my cross, yeah. It was nice. It was super nice. I will remember it as just white because like everywhere was snowy, but it was nice. I was talking about the visa issue. Hopefully this year I will have a visa, but I'm not really hopeful as well, but we'll see. And even if I can't get a Schengen visa, I will go to places that doesn't ask for a visa for Turkish people. So that's my 2025 goal, like one of my goals. Major events of 2024. And it kind of explains why I'm kind of concerned about why wouldn't I get a visa. So at the beginning of 2024, I had a job. Like I was working a corporate job remotely, but I was doing the corporate job through an agency. Like I was working in a French company, but as an external employee. So I wasn't in the company for like officially. So I was working for another company, which was my agency, and my agency was giving my services to the other corporate company, which was a startup, by the way, but the structure is corporate at this point. So in my mind, it's a corporate job. It was a social media company, by the way. And at the beginning of the year, like I got transferred to a new team that we developed from a project, which was exciting. And we were talking about at least having a field trip in Paris as a team. Then all of a sudden, my manager decided to quit, and like the company was also downsizing overall. So he took the shot and quit and got another job. So when he went, I noticed that even though like I deserve to be the project manager of the team, I deserve to be the team leader, because like I was qualified and my ex-manager was telling me that I was qualified to do, but since I was working externally, it wasn't possible because the French company didn't allow some of the externals, by the way, not all the externals, but some of the externals to get some senior roles overall. So he said he won't be able to do it before he leaves, and when he left, someone else took the role that I deserved. So at that point, I started to get kind of colder for the job. And towards the end of the spring, I decided to have the chat about like what's next for me in this company overall. And they said nothing. So in July, I decided to quit. If you won't be able to get a raise or another like senior position in a company, like that's the last title that you can get, and like they're saying that you deserve everything, but you won't be able to get it because you're working from Turkey as an external. You're not an EU citizen, so you're not going to be able to get internalized because they don't want to pay you that much. That's why they're having you as an external, because Turkey is seen as a cheap workforce. So they said like, this is the end for you. Like if you want to keep going this way, you're welcome. We would like to give you more work and pay you less than rest of the company, but that's corporate. So I said, well, currently I'm living with my family, and therefore I don't pay rent because we own the apartment. I don't pay rent. I only have my cats, and when I need to, I can keep my expenses very minimal. So I said, well, I will quit then. And I decided to retire, let's say, because I started working in 2014 when I was still a student. So it's been 10 years I started working. Like when I was a student, I wasn't working full time, obviously, but I started working back then. So in my mind, I was in the workforce. I'm joking about like being retired, but overall, I needed this break. Nowadays, I'm thinking about what's next in my life. I said to myself, I want to create content myself. I want to create art myself. Since I got super tired of the last job, both mentally, not physically that much because it was a remote job, so I was staying at home, working from home, but I got lazy physically a lot because I wasn't moving that much. So it didn't tire me, but it made me, I don't know what's the word for it, but I was stuck in this chair. It took away my ability to act physically in some senses. So I had a break for a while since I quit my job. But I started to need the money as well because like there's things that I want to buy. There are things that I want to do, like going abroad, for example. So you need money for those type of stuff. And for example, to apply to a visa, I need to show that I have good chunk of money for the visa applications. So yeah, that's why I started to be concerned a bit more about, well, should I get a job type of way, because like I gotta show, for at least for the visa application, that I have an income, steady income, and like something is keeping me here in Turkey, because like that's what they're asking in Schengen overall. Like, are you going to stay in your country or are you going to try to immigrate here, migrate here, immigration. I am not sure if I can show people that I will stay here and like I have a steady life, etc. So that's why I started to contemplate about getting a job. But the problem is, since I was working remotely in my last job, I moved back in to my family home, which is in Antalya. But Antalya is kind of a, like, it's not small, but it's a small city. So the job opportunities for like physical stuff that requires you to go to an office type of stuff is limited here. So it would be easier to get a job if I was in Istanbul, but it's impossible to get a job if you're still staying in Antalya, because everybody wants you to be there. And like if you're not living in Istanbul, jobs in Istanbul are not accepting you. So we'll see. And actually, I don't want to work at all for other people. Like, I want to work, but I want to work on my own craft, my own art, my own stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what will happen, but 2024 bring me instability. Instability? Is that a word? I'm not sure, but I quit my job in 2024 and I decided I wanted to start over. But I was super tired that I couldn't start over right away. Like, I tried to do it, but right after I got burnt out, because I was already burnt out from my job. So that burnt out mood continued. And right now, like after 6 months, almost 6 months, I'm just getting myself, like I'm just feeling ready right now. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't jump right into creating content. I tried, like I posted content on my Turkish channel, but that channel is kind of dead because I took too many breaks on that channel, so YouTube doesn't like me. And like for example, this channel, when you are thinking a lot about the outcome, like I should make a living out of this type of way, you're not able to do the stuff that you want to do because like your life depends on it. That doesn't work. So nowadays I'm thinking that's okay if I stay here, like stay here in my family home with my cats. I don't care about the future anymore. Like I care, but not that much. So I'm thinking that's okay if I don't have a job and if I don't have an income. I will just create whatever, like whatever comes to me. So we'll see. So major event of 2024 was I quit my job. No more income. And what else? I stopped flirting with people, men. I'm straight. So I stopped flirting with people back in 2022 because like I was so sick of it, because like everybody just wants to hang out and nothing more. So I was like, if all you want is just sex, most of you are not even satisfying. So I would masturbate instead of flirting with unsatisfactory men. So this year I try to flirt with someone. Like I don't want to get too much into detail, and like we tried, but then we noticed that we are not that compatible. I don't want to talk too much about it, but since both ends this noticed that we are not compatible, we kind of stopped talking altogether, and like without even having a let's not talk type of way, like we just stopped. Sometimes we talk still, but like for other stuff, but we just don't talk at all. So I tried flirting after a long time, so it was interesting, but yeah, it didn't work out. First time after a long time, which was interesting, as I said. We'll see what will happen in 2025, but I'm not that hopeful. So I think that was all for major events, and I think I talked a lot. One of the lessons, let's call lessons, use what's available. This started to become my motto. Since I don't have an income right now, I don't shop that much like I used to. Like even when I had an income, I didn't do shopping that much. But nowadays, I'm trying to appreciate the things that I already have and like try to use them as much as possible and like not get anything else. It's okay to have a break. Yeah, I've been on break since July, and I know some people are judging me for it, but I don't care at this point. At least I'm still alive, you know? Like if someone tries to make me feel bad, I would say to them, like, do you want me to die? Okay, what else did I learn from this year? It's okay to be not compatible with someone. You let them go. Don't try to make them or yourself fit. Like, you shouldn't make yourself compatible to them as well. Like, I used to be more flexible in those type of situations. This year I'm like, no, like, we are not compatible. That's not the end of the world. There are lots of other people that I can try and that would be more compatible to me. Like, I shouldn't change for that person and he shouldn't change for me. Like, we don't need to compromise a lot. We just let ourselves be, and like, I hope that he will find someone that is compatible with him, and I hope that I can find someone compatible with me. So that's that. I don't believe in true love anymore. We call it aşk in Turkish. Like, aşk and sevgi is not the same. Love translates as both sevgi and aşk, but aşk is, I think, more different than just love is. But I had it once, but I don't think it will happen anymore. Like, with someone new, I don't really think it, but never say never, so we'll see. Okay, I remember something. I don't know. I forget the name of the girl who said that. I found her. Okay, so Caroline Winkler, in one of her videos, she was talking about, in this video, like 5 healthy habits that glowed up my entire life. In this video, she says she had all or nothing mindset, and all or nothing mindset is actually mostly nothing and rarely all mindset. Like, am I making any sense? She was saying something like that, and in my mind, like, something clicked in my mind after I hear it, because I also had that, like, all or nothing mindset. When I try to change myself, I would always try to, like, implement too many stuff at the same time, and like, you fail. Like, it's kind of about the atomic habits as well. Like, you gotta start small so that you don't fail, because if you think about, like, all or nothing, the all thing is too big that your mind starts to escape from it. So you rarely go for all, and you mostly go for nothing, because you weren't gonna be able to achieve all. So she started saying all or something. You gotta watch her video, like, this 5 healthy habits that glowed up my entire life. That's the video that she talks about it. So she gave the example of going to the gym. So she keeps it small so that it's achievable, and she does something. She doesn't go for, like, full force maybe, but going for full force would burn her out or something like that. So she rather keep something so that it can be consistent. So nowadays I'm trying to change my mindset to small steps. Let's call it small steps, small bites, not all or, because all or nothing means mostly nothing and rarely all, or something like that. So that was the lesson that I am trying to implement this year overall. So I'm trying to do little things, little habits, little stuff, so that I'm not burning myself out like I did in the past. I actually tried it with the books. Like, I used to be more of a I will read this book in one go type of person. But nowadays, I'm just making myself read 10 minutes a day. And 10 minutes a day is good enough. Like, it's good enough. Eventually, it makes 19 books in a year. That's good enough. So we'll see what will happen for 2025. But I will keep my goal as read 10 minutes a day. Like, 10 minutes seems super low, maybe, but it's achievable. So I'm doing it. Like, I'm checking the mark on it. So it makes me consistent. That's all for the lessons. So I had a recap for 2024. Like, physically, in my weekly planner thing, I followed Strutless. There's a channel called Strutless. I was watching him this year. This one. Yeah. How to actually review your 2024 video. I tried to do his pages on my classical journal. I had some good highlights. I put the highlights in. A damn good decision that I had this year that I can tell, like, I can add to this wrapped, is continuing to going to therapy. I am taking the therapy online, so I'm not actually going somewhere for therapy, but I continued having therapy throughout this year. Some goals that I hit: having the Do Express trip, going on the train ride, was one of my biggest dreams for a while. So being able to achieve it, at least this year, was like the peak moment of my 2024. A skill I fostered this year was I started to put up more boundaries in my life. Like, I was kind of a people pleaser overall, so this year I started to set more boundaries towards other people, and I respect other people's boundaries as well. So I started saying no a bit more this year, which was a skill. Like, it's a skill for real. A project that I finished, it's a bit stupid, maybe, but I painted the kitchen cabinets this year. So that was something that I wanted to do, and I did it. So kudos to that. That's all for 2024 reflection recap, or whatever this is. I've been talking for too long. I don't know how will it be at the editing. I think I talked a bit slow, but we'll see. I didn't want to mention about the products that I used, or I didn't want to mention about those type of stuff overall, but it's because everybody's skin is different, and like what's available to me is not available to you, etc. So because like I use some local stuff, yeah, maybe we can talk about those type of stuff later. But and I didn't have too many highlights for products, but I don't need to recap on that. What else? I think that's it. 2024 was a year that I don't think I will remember this year that much, besides the car strip and also me quitting the job. So it kind of marks the year. So just two major things. Yeah, that's it, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Mickey, to allowing me to steal this format. I liked it. I don't know how will I edit this one because mine took too long. I don't know how long it took for her, but this took too long. But it's nice to have a medium that I can use for video recording. Like, this is a good way. Like, some other YouTubers are using this photo booth thing by like editing me type of way, like a kind of a small part in their videos, but using it for a whole video is nice. Yeah. That's it. Okay, bye.
Fuck up the llama, yeah. I act like a sauna, yeah. They burn it on me, yeah. They play with that money, yeah. I'm fucking with something, yeah. I'm loving the way that she fucking me, yeah. Get no fucks, yeah. We don't get no fucks, yeah. Know my cross, yeah. I just